The following outline is provided as an overview of and topical guide to Iraq. Iraq, sovereign country located in Western Asia. Iraq spans most of the northwestern end of the Zagros mountain range, the eastern part of the Syrian Desert and the northern part of the Arabian Desert. It shares borders with Kuwait and Saudi Arabia to the south, Jordan to the west, Syria to the northwest, Turkey to the north, and Iran to the east. It has a very narrow section of coastline at Umm Qasr on the Persian Gulf. There are two major flowing rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. These provide Iraq with agriculturally capable land and contrast with the desert landscape that covers most of Western Asia. General reference. Pronunciation. Common English country name, Iraq. Official English country name, the Republic of Iraq. Common endonym, official endonym. Adjectival, Iraqi. Demonym. Etymology, name of Iraq, 58th largest country, 39th most populous country. ISO country codes, IQ 368. ISO region codes, see ISO 3166-2, IQ, Internet country code top-level domain, IQ, Geography of Iraq. Iraq is a country. Location: Northern Hemisphere and Eastern Hemisphere, Eurasia, Asia, Western Asia, Fertile Crescent, Mesopotamia. Time zone. Extreme points of Iraq: high, Shikadar 3,611 meters, low, Persian Gulf 0 meters, land boundaries 3,650 kilometers. Iran 1,458 kilometers, Saudi Arabia 814 kilometers, Syria 605 kilometers, Turkey 352 kilometers, Kuwait 240 kilometers, Jordan 181 kilometers, coastline, Persian Gulf 58 kilometers. Population of Iraq 26,783,383 people, 39th most populous country. Area of Iraq 438,317 square kilometers, 58th largest country. Atlas of Iraq. Environment of Iraq. Climate of Iraq. Environmental issues in Iraq. Renewable energy in Iraq. Geology of Iraq. Protected areas of Iraq. Biosphere reserves in Iraq. Non-national parks of Iraq. Wildlife of Iraq. Fauna of Iraq. Birds of Iraq. Mammals of Iraq. Natural geographic features of Iraq. Glaciers of Iraq. None. Islands of Iraq. Lakes of Iraq. Mountains of Iraq. Volcanoes in Iraq. Rivers of Iraq. Waterfalls of Iraq. Valleys of Iraq. World Heritage Sites in Iraq. Regions of Iraq. Ecoregions of Iraq. Administrative divisions of Iraq. Regions of Iraq. Provinces of Iraq. Districts of Iraq. Municipalities of Iraq. Governorates of Iraq. Baghdad, Arab, Turkmen, Assyrian, Kurdish. Salah ad-Din, Arab, Turkmen. Diyala, Arab, Turkmen, Kurdish. Wasit, Arab, Turkmen. Mason, Arab. Al-Basra, Arab. Dhiqar, Arab. Al-Madana, Arab. Al-Qadisiyah, Arab. Babel, Arab, Turkmen. Al-Kabola, Arab. An-Najaf, Arab. Al-Anbar, Arab. Ninawa, Arab, Turkmen, Assyrian, Kurdish. Dahak, Assyrian, Kurdish, Arab. Arbel, Turkmen, Kurdish, Assyrian, Arab. Ad-Tamim, Turkmen, Kurdish, Arab, Assyrian. Az-Sulaymaniya, Kurdish, Assyrian. The constitutionally recognized Kurdistan Autonomous Region includes parts of a number of northern provinces, and is largely self-governing in internal affairs. Districts of Iraq. Municipalities of Iraq. Cities of Iraq. Capital of Iraq, Baghdad. Demography of Iraq. Government and politics of Iraq. Main article, Government of Iraq and Politics of Iraq. Form of government, Iraqi interim government. Capital of Iraq, Baghdad. Elections in Iraq. Political parties in Iraq. provincial Iraqi control, reconstruction of Iraq, branches of the government of Iraq, executive branch of the government of Iraq, head of state, president of Iraq, Jalal Talabani, head of government, prime minister of Iraq, Nouri al-Maliki, council of ministers of Iraq, legislative branch of the government of Iraq, council of representatives of Iraq, judicial branch of the government of Iraq, Supreme Court of Iraq, Central Criminal Court of Iraq, foreign relations of Iraq, diplomatic missions in Iraq, diplomatic missions of Iraq, Iraqi diaspora, international organization membership. The Republic of Iraq is a member of Law and Order in Iraq, capital punishment in Iraq, Constitution of Iraq, crime in Iraq, human rights in Iraq, LGBT rights in Iraq, freedom of religion in Iraq, law enforcement in Iraq, Iraqi police, military of Iraq, command, commander-in-chief, Ministry of Defense of Iraq, forces, Army of Iraq, Navy of Iraq, Air Force of Iraq, Special Forces of Iraq, military history of Iraq, military ranks of Iraq, local government in Iraq, history of Iraq. Main article, History of Iraq, timeline of the history of Iraq, and current events of Iraq, history by year, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, military history of Iraq, Iraq and weapons of mass destruction, Iraq War 2003, invasion of Iraq, casualties of the Iraq War, Iraqi insurgency, history of Iraqi insurgency, rationale for the Iraq War, terrorist attacks of the Iraq War, timeline of the Iraq War, post-invasion Iraq, 2003 present, culture of Iraq, architecture of Iraq, cuisine of Iraq, festivals in Iraq, languages of Iraq, media in Iraq, national symbols of Iraq, coat of arms of Iraq, flag of Iraq, national anthem of Iraq, people of Iraq, ethnic minorities in Iraq, prostitution in Iraq, public holidays in Iraq, records of Iraq, religion in Iraq, Christianity in Iraq, Hinduism in Iraq, Islam in Iraq, Judaism in Iraq, Sikhism in Iraq, World Heritage Sites in Iraq, art in Iraq, cinema of Iraq, literature of Iraq, music of Iraq, television in Iraq, theater in Iraq, sport in Iraq, most popular sport, football, Iraq Football Association, Iraq national football team, Iraq Super League, economy and infrastructure of Iraq, economic rank by nominal GDP, 63rd, agriculture in Iraq, banking in Iraq, Central Bank of Iraq, communications in Iraq, internet in Iraq, television in Iraq, companies of Iraq, currency of Iraq, dinar, ISO 4217, IQD, energy in Iraq, energy policy of Iraq, oil industry in Iraq, health care in Iraq, mining in Iraq, Iraq Stock Exchange, tourism in Iraq, transport in Iraq, airports in Iraq, ports of Iraq, rail transport in Iraq, roads in Iraq, water supply and sanitation in Iraq, education in Iraq, health in Iraq,